they don't have much intelligence, but actually that's not the case. They have quite an amazing amount of intelligence. Some of them have such intelligence that human beings don't have. For example, ants, and they have strength that human beings don't have. You will see an ant carrying something 10 times its weight. You know, the bees, they will travel around, you know, maybe go miles and miles away from their nests, and without GPS and without Google Maps, they get right back to their place. How do they do that? SubhanAllah. The houses that the ankabut make, the spiders, the houses that the bees make, it's amazing. In any case, so also these birds and these dogs have amazing intelligence. So they can be actually trained. And this is the thing, is that the birds and the dogs that are used for hunting, the condition is that they're trained. Al-muallam, al-kalb al-muallam. So what does that mean? So there's conditions that the fuqaha have mentioned. That number one, he is taught to hunt for you, not for him. If he's hunting for him, for himself, then those animals of prey are not going to be legal. But if he has been taught, and what's the test? That he doesn't go after the animal until you tell him. This is amazing. You know, dogs would instinctively, or these animals would instinctively go after these prey because they eat them. But they don't. So they've been trained that they don't go after the prey until you order them. And even if they've gone after the prey and you say, come back, they come back. So if they don't come back, then he's not muallam. He's hunting for himself, and so that's not going to be legal. Amsakna alaykum. They have actually grabbed and they have captured those animals for you, not for themselves. So that's one of the things, is that they only chase the animals or go after go in pursuit of the animals when you order them, and even if you order them to come back, they actually come back. And also, since the condition is that they are hunting for you, they're not hunting for themselves, so if they start eating those animals, it's not going to be jais. So basically they have to hunt for you, which means they go after the game and they bring the game back to you, and they don't eat that game themselves, and they bring it to you. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala, he also has a further condition, is that they would have to have cut them in such a way, for example, with their teeth or with their claws, and so that blood would have been left to spill. And he takes that from the jawariya, from jarah. They are cut. So if the animals they are trained in this manner and they actually behave such, then that animal is legal to you, even though that animal would generally come dead by the time, and he hasn't been slaughtered, but still it's legal for you. Last condition is that when you send that dog, وَاذْكُرُ اسْمَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ, then you say Bismillah, just like when you're doing the slaughtering, or when you're firing yourself, you're shooting the arrow, then you say Bismillah before it. So if you're saying Bismillah, the dog is trained, doesn't eat, it obeys your command, doesn't run after it himself, but for you, then those animals are legal. Last point is that this is wild animals that you can otherwise not, get hold of or take control of yourselves. Otherwise, if you're able to do that, then you must slaughter them. You can't, send your, you have pet rabbits or something, and then so you send your hawk after that. It's not going to work. Those animals which are in your control and you have the ability to do so, you must slaughter them. This is for animals that you are not able to, and therefore this is a concession that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives. And then lastly, wattaqullah. Still fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, And you find these people that really love hunting. They just go, they love it for the hunting. Actually, the original thing for hunting is when you need, the meat that you like Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, that's how they used to live. So that's the origin of hunting, not that we go out there and enjoy the game and, playing around and chasing animals. And what happens is the people who get caught up in that as a sport, they leave salat and they leave dhikrullah, and so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's warning, don't get sidetracked, keep it in the context that it should be. And don't allow that to keep you from salat and dhikrullah. And whoever their amwal and their awlad and other pastimes, keep them from dhikrullah, ulaika humul khasirun. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand and implement the beautiful laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. Subhanakallah bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.